Okay, so for those of you who read the name of the panel in the program and thought, improving your RPG, that's a thing I'd like to do. I should point out that the title of this panel is Improving Your RPG. And the idea today is we're going to be using the techniques of improvisational theater to make games at the table more interesting and to hopefully create stories that are more fun to tell even after the game is over.
That being said, in theory, that should help you improve your RPG.
It's kind of cyclical, but it takes a loop over here, and it all gets together in the end. So
yes. So what we're here to teach is three things, which are prepping less, playing more on the fly, off the cuff, and increasing buy-in from everybody at the table, be they a GM or a traditional player. Introductions. So my name is Adam. I have been playing RPGs for 20 or so years. I'm mostly GM. I play when I can, but I spend a lot of my time behind the screen. I'm involved. I'm not like a organizer, but we'll say I'm like a senior volunteer for a local con called the Underground Con. Scott is also Dave Miller, who's over here, and Gary, who is our national Iron GM champion, are all organizers. If you want to know more about Underground Con, we're done. Those are the guys to ask, because all I'm going to do is say, talk to Dave, and run away. To my far right is John. John and I have known each other for longer than we've not. John has a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater. He's a published and performed playwright. He's a father of two. In addition to his day job, he's also head of story at Mob Hit Productions, which is a local theater company. To my right is Tom Demke. Tom and I have known each other not quite as long as I've known John.
just throw that in my face a few more times, you know? That'll be fine.
And his list of accomplishments is not as distinguished as John's. But his beard is much nicer. Tom has a BFA in theater as well. He is now trained in computer programming.
Yeah, software development.
Computer stuff that makes me scared.
That neither of us understand.
Yeah.
So.
And also has a lot of theater experience as an actor. He's an accomplished character actor. He worked a lot of time with the Calgary Shakespeare Company. The three of us together have been gaming for about 12 or 13 years now. We've played a lot of different games together. And in general, our preference is for rules light, character-driven, personally engaging play. We've done some dungeon crawls. It's not our style. Obviously, a lot of people really love it, so we're not going to trash talk it, but it's not a sort of thing that we do.
Wait, we're not?
Nope.
Oh.
No.
You can. I'm not going to. I'm going to be the good guy. I'll be good cop. Okay, so title card, No Such Thing as Bad Play. So I'll just turn this over to you guys now.
Okay. Here, leave that card here. We put some interesting stuff on there that we probably won't remember. Okay, so basically where we're going with this big one, No Such Thing as Bad Play, is when you're doing your game, basically there's no wrong move for your character to make as long as everyone's having fun, as long as you can fit it within the game, right? Like, the idea is, and we're coming to this later on, and one of our main points is how to say yes. But just, if you are playing the game to tell a story, which is what we end up doing a lot of the times when we're gaming, you will hear a lot of stuff like, okay, now, if this was a Bryan Singer movie, or if we were continuing along the lines of this type of movie, what would happen next? Or, all right, it's time for explosions and ninjas, because that's just a type of game we're playing. But there's no such thing as a bad game. There's no such thing as a bad play or a bad move, as long as everyone at the table is having a good time.
Yeah. And it goes down to system too, right? Like, there's no such thing as a good system or a bad system. If you like traditional D&D, you like indie storytelling games, you like White Wolf, whatever.
Yeah.
Play what you like.
Like, when I first met these guys, we were cutting our teeth on White Wolf. Vampire, mage, I know some people think of those as dirty words, or a little bit douchey words, but I mean, there's no such thing as a bad game. We've run through D&D, we've run through White Wolf, we've run through a lot more independent games, Dread, Fiasco, anything like that. As long as your group is enjoying it and having fun, go with it. Just have fun.
Now, having said that, our next title card is There Is Such a Thing as Bad Play. So what we mean by there is bad play, even though there isn't, is if you're butting heads with people at your table, if you're not getting along, if you're running into a lot of situations where you can't move forward together, because it is a collaborative event. When you're at the table with your friends, no one is the center of attention. You're all supposed to share the attention to some level. And if someone's hogging it, or if someone is getting more attention than they want, which does happen, and tempers are getting flared, that's bad play. That's when you're in a situation where some of these techniques we might talk about today are going to help you move forward. These are storytelling techniques, and I think John can tell us a little bit about the application of story to play.
Yeah, I guess our approach is, like we say, is a storytelling approach. So whether you're the game master or whether you're a player, you're all, as Drew has pointed out, you're all part of that story. So ours is, it is a storytelling approach. We look at sort of, we're not going to go into a lot here, but we look at sort of classic story structure, your sort of character archetypes, all those sorts of things, and how are they going to fit into your game. And that's something that the game master has to think about when, okay, I have all these players. Archetypes work great in games like D&D. They're a little bit vaguer in some of the more indie storytelling games, but you still have to sort of figure that out. Like, how do these players work in the story I want to tell? And at the same time, the player has to figure out, as this archetype, how do I work in the story that's being told?
Yeah. Something just to clarify here too, like we use the term GM or Game Master a lot just because a lot of you may be more familiar with the term like with a DM, a Dungeon Master or a Story Master, or there's lots of different words for it. We're going to use GM because it's just kind of, we hop between so many systems, it's just become a catch-all term for everything. So.
Yeah.